So a little bit of context before I actually get into this review. Not too long back, there was actually a little well-known meme that was spreading around called Spongebob Faceless. If you don't know what that is, it's basically supposed to be a VHS recording of an episode of SpongeBob, but basically with most of the characters with the exception of Squidward, as mentioned in the pasta, simultaneously having absolutely no face. Now, I don't know for a 100% fact if this pasta alone was the one that ultimately started up the meme, but it kind of blew up and became a rather popular topic and everything on YouTube for a while. If you look it up now, you can actually find a lot of different videos of people not only showing the supposed original footage of this specific episode, but even making their own fan episodes in the long run. Now, as for this pasta itself, it's okay. It's not anything I would particularly say is downright terrifying or scary by any means. A bit unnerving, sure, but that's really all I have to say about it. Now, I will say that this pasta, at the very least, while it is very relatively short, I will give credit where credit is due. The concept in question in the episode of it just basically being faceless characters from the show is definitely rather unnerving and pretty interesting to say the least. But with that being stated, there's not really a whole lot else with this story. It's still pretty cliched with VHS tapes and even the warning at the very end, which, as many of you who have been on this channel for a long time, who've been on here for quite some time, will know is an unfortunate commonality. But hey, maybe there might be someone out there that made a better story, and if that's the case, link it down below if you can. But what do you all think about this whole faceless thing that started up? Is it still a popular thing? I'm not really sure. I don't really interact too much with meme culture. But with that stated, I present to all of you this lost SpongeBob episode, Faceless. Enjoy. Faceless. That's a word I'll never forget after watching that disturbing tape. It all started in 2018. As I was checking my mailbox, I noticed a VHS tape with the words Faceless scribbled on it with a red Sharpie. I picked it up and popped it into my VCR, just to see what it was all about. It was something entirely different than what I had expected it to be. It was actually an episode of SpongeBob that I had never seen. There's no intro nor title card, it just skipped to the episode. Squidward woke up in the middle of the night and went outside to go to work, but he didn't see SpongeBob or Patrick, which was strange. Suddenly, Squidward hears muffled screaming, sounding like SpongeBob or Patrick. Squidward starts panicking and checking SpongeBob's house. The door was locked, so he checked Patrick's rock. Nobody was there to be seen. Then, SpongeBob and Patrick started walking up to him, and the muffled screaming became louder. Squidward saw them, and they were faceless. No mouth, no eyes, no nose, nothing. Just their blank, smooth heads. Squidward screamed to the top of his lungs, but nobody could hear him. He ran to the Krusty Krab to see if Mr. Krabs was okay, but he was faceless too. Faceless fishes were sitting at the tables trying to eat a patty, but to no avail. Squidward heard even more muffled screaming, as a crowd of people started walking slowly into the Krusty Krab. Squidward ran to Jellyfish Fields, but eventually passed out when he got there. Squidward just woke up in the dark room with a spatter of blood on the walls. He was laying on a surgical table with various painful medical tools right next to him. Squidward was sweating as an unknown fish character approached him and said in a calm voice, "This won't hurt much." The fish was entirely black, like a shadow except that he had glowing eyes. It cut to a black screen with Squidward screaming in agony as you could hear blood splattering and him being torn apart, until the screaming stopped. It went back to Squidward, with him waking up at Jellyfish Fields trying to scream, but he had no face. Then the tape ended. I wish you could just magically erase this from my memory, but no, I still have to live with this memory. like a permanent scar. If you happen to see any VHS tape you didn't order in your mailbox, never, ever, ever play it.
In fear and surprise, as your eyes widen, your mouth goes dry with each battered breath. You try to scream, your mind begs to thee, glued to your computer screen. The killers they slash, the tapes burn and crash. The cartridge you bought will be your final haunt. The rituals of hate will seal your fate. The tears you shed will be from the fear-gripping horror-driven nightmarish gore-filled, terrorizing, hateful, burning, violent, rage-inducing, knife-slashing, blood-splattering, silent screams. Only time will tell if you will escape this online hell. Your horror-filled obsessions will come with its own regressions. Your pathetic screams will not be heeded in any way, because your nightmares will come at